All right. Tonight we got the Micca COVO-S. I've had these for a little while, used them for a little while, but they just so happened they weren't really exactly what I was looking for. Not that there's anything wrong with them, but we'll dig right into them. Actually, let's look at the front real quick here. You get it's a two-way, very compact little guy. It's uses a 3-inch concentric driver, which means the tweeter is actually located in the center of the midwoofer, kind of in place where that dust cap would normally be. 3-inch woofer, 3/4-inch tweeter, 100 watt max per pair, so probably about 50 per. Even then, I think that'd probably be pushing it. 6 to 8 ohm. So they're going to work with about any amplifier. You get a nice little setup manual here, and they do give you some little rubber stickies to put on. Good packaging, and yeah, excuse me. I've already had these open, so they've kind of already been unboxed, but there you go. There you go. All right, we'll see you later. I'm just kidding. All right. Yeah, very small. I mean, I don't have that large of hands, and yeah. I'm sure there's dimensions on there, but I don't remember them off the top of my head, so we'll just do it this way. We got about 4 1/4 wide by roughly 5 1/4 tall by about 4 1/4 wide, 5 1/4 tall. Oh, with grill, about 5 inches deep. Without grill, 4 3/4 deep. You can do your own translations to meters if you're on the metric system. Nice little covers, black covers here, with little metal studs that go into these rubber grommets. We'll get to the driver. Very small, about finger-sized porthole in the back. These, I don't want to call them like imposter binding posts that I always complain about. Because yes, all these budget speakers nowadays have binding posts, but they're not good ones. I mean, it's arguably better than a spring terminal. Yeah, there's a lot. They could be much deeper. And even my shallower style banana plugs, these go in most of the way, but you can still see the little flares there, or whatever you want to call them. Still aren't even all the way in. I mean, it's going to work, but it just bugs me. And then, yep, 6 to 8 ohm, yep, 50 watt max per, made in China. Box set, designed in USA. And then there's the star of the show. That's what allows these to be so small, is they put that 3/4-inch tweeter in the center of this 3-inch woofer. And they got a little bit of weight to them. The vinyl wrap on them is actually quite nice. I have not had any edges peeling, and you can see kind of, if I get the light just right, you can see it with the outside was wrapped all in one piece, and it comes to a center here on the bottom. So this is all one. Oops, this around here is all one wrap, which is nice, because since these corners are rounded, they could do that easier. I prefer when they do that. They do it with ones that have square corners too, but I prefer they do it, because then you don't get it's just less spots for the vinyl to start peeling over time. What else? I did use them on my desktop, and they work. I mean, where these things land, and they run about $40, which, man, is arguably expensive considering the Dayton Beef 652s I just reviewed are about the same. But I think what you're paying for here is what you are getting for sound and sound quality in this size. You know, you're getting quite a bit in a small package. These would, to me, when I used them, they work pretty good as desktop speakers. You could use these in your living room instead of a sound bar or something. But in a larger room like that, and if you think you're going to watch movies and stuff, they will work fine, but I would highly recommend try to pair these with at least like a nice little 8-inch subwoofer or something. I think, if I remember right, their ability to get loud would paired well. I have one of the older Andrew Jones Pioneer 8-inch subs, and they were able to keep up with the sub, and the sub was able to easily keep up with them. So an 8-inch sub, and unless you have a really big living room, or even on a desk, you get a little mini amp. I've used this guy before. I have this little Fosse Audio BT10A, which I think they still sell this. There's just a newer version of it. I've had this one for probably a year or two. The little Lappai amps, are easily placed on a computer desk, and then you can use these for speakers. And then even if you wanted to, you could add a subwoofer in under your desk and have a pretty rockin' system. Since it just seems like I grew up in the days, in the at least when I really started getting into computers in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s, you had Altec Lansing and Creative and Logitech and a couple other brands all coming out with some really cool computer speakers, and it just seems like there's not, I know Logitech still does it, but it seems like cool computer speakers have kind of gone the wayside. And if you want cool computer speakers, you kind of just got to buy new or something Logitech. Although I think the Klipsch Pro Medias are still around. They're a bit pricey, but they're pretty darn good. But yeah, if you're looking for a nice small little speaker, these are, I think, around about 40, 45 a pair. And, they're going to be able to get loud enough to, watch TV or listen to music on your computer. I think these Micca filled a nice little gap with these. I've had other little cube speakers, and they usually do a pretty good job. But where they tend to lack is they don't have the as good a high end, because they're using a single full range driver to kind of cover that whole spectrum. So they don't get as low. I don't remember what the frequency response is on these. I think it's around 80. Yeah, I want to say it's around 80 or 90, which is not bad for how small they are. It doesn't sound like it's very low, but it's not bad. That's very usable. Where a lot of little cube speakers might only get down to like 120, 150. I don't remember if the manual said or not. Okay, I pulled up the specs on these, and the frequency response on them is what Micca rates them at 90 to 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz. And then the sensitivity on them is 83 decibels per 1 watt, or 1 watt per 1 meter. So 83 is pretty low sensitivity. So to get them loud, they're going to need some power. I mean, if you're trying to blow your ears off, these aren't what you're looking for anyway. So, and then the other thing I forgot is they do have an actual first order crossover in them at 3200 hertz, which is also kind of nice, because a lot of cheaper speakers, they don't have a full functioning crossover. They just have a capacitor on the tweeter, kind of like the Dayton B652s. If you go watch that video, all that's in there is just a capacitor on the tweeter to block low frequencies from getting to the tweeter and damaging it. But these actually would be a capacitor on the tweeter to block the low frequencies, and an inductor on the woofer to block higher frequencies from getting to the woofer. So even though it is a very minimal, most likely 2-component crossover, it is still a full crossover, because it's still a full network, because it is acting for both of the speakers in there. So that's kind of nice too. I mean, like I said, it's $40, $45 can seem a bit steep for such a small little speaker, but these are more than just a small little speaker. These have more going on inside them and for them than a lot of little cube speakers do. So it kind of justifies their price. I have not yet seen any other little cube speakers that have a woofer tweeter and actual crossover and binding posts on the back. So you're getting a pretty good package, or you're getting pretty good features in a little, or they're giving you a lot of good features in a very small package. So if you're looking for some small speakers, check out the Micca COVO-S. I'm pretty sure you'll like them. All right, if you like these kind of videos, like and subscribe. If you don't, just whatever, watch it and move on. Thank you. Good night.